All right. And you guys arrive at the palace.
All of us?
And yeah, all of you do. You see at the dock, you see the queen waiting there, and she's there with a few guards.
Tears in
And
her eyes.
yeah, you can tell they've gotten the word. And she looks distraught, like a mother just lost her child. And you all get off the boat and they carry out Gilly, who's in a coffin. They're not just like carrying her body about, but she's in a coffin already, or a coffin. I'll say they had one.
I feel
And
like they should be like getting the poach here for a resurrection, but okay.
yeah, he's here, but there are members of the church as well there. And they all kind of walk inside, and the queen doesn't even address you all. And one of the guards, who you guys recognize as Tree, he walks up to you, and your good friend Tree that you guys keep just running into. He,
Boy.
Isn't that the dude
he,
that used to...
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He walks up to you all, and he goes, "The king has requested to see you. Will you all come with me to his throne?"
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And as he's walking, you guys can ask him any questions if you have any. As you guys are all slowly walking there.
Where are the princes?
Harold is being sent back here. He was in Florentine training. He's coming back for the funeral. And Hamlet has been sequestered to his room under strict rules. From what it seems like, he's not been feeling well, and his illness has worsened. So the head poach has been in there constantly working on him since about last night or so. As you guys see, the sun is like starting to rise, like light is coming, but it's still kind of dark. But you can see it coming up over the shore. And he like
Kind
walks
of
in.
tugging on Zeminiar's leg.
What are you doing?
I'm tugging on Zeminiar's leg, and kind of gesturing that I want to talk to you at some point.
Zeminiar nods and then keeps walking forward. Yeah, he's kind of like starting to really hit the depression mode right now.
And as you guys are walking, you guys get outside of the room, and about four other guards are really standing outside the gate or the doors to the throne room. And Tree's like, "Could you guys please leave all your weapons here on the table? It's protocol."
Of course.
And Miles lays down all of his weapons. Does everyone else
Yes.
put down their weapons?
Hesitantly.
All right. And Tree then opens the room. I almost took you guys back to the wedding, which would have been very awkward. And you all go to the throne room. I'm sorry?
It would have been funny. It would have been awesome as well for Zeminiar. I'd be like, sweet, I can see this before possibly
Right.
we had.
Right. And as you guys walk up to the throne room, you do see sets of guards kind of at each pillar almost. And as you all walk in closely, you see the king, King Goodwin, sitting in his throne, kind of looking out as the sun is starting to come in. And you see that like orange kind of morning glow slowly start to fill the room. And let me just show you guys good old King Goodwin. He is in there along with, there he is. So you guys should
What?
see him now. And an
He looks
old,
perpetually sad.
I would be too if my daughter just died. And he is sitting there just like with one hand kind of covering his like nose and mouth, just very contemplative. And he looks over, and everyone kind of bows in the room. Do you all bow?
Yeah.
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 Cool. And then,
Around and does what everyone else is doing.
yep, and then Tree then walks to one of the pillars and stands there. And the king takes like a moment, like there's just this long silence as he's staring at all of you. And it's like almost like very long pause where you almost think he's not going to talk. Like you're standing there silently for about a minute almost. And he finally says, after he just kind of says, like, "What happened to my daughter?"
We don't know, sir. We found her like that.
Oh, apparently, sweetheart.
We lost track of her at the ball. There was a sudden. The lights suddenly went out. It is inexplicable. They have a chandelier that should not ever grow dim. At least that's what they told us. The Gelbswurst's guards and all of us, we went looking for her. Ziminier also disappeared at the same time, I believe. We went looking for her,
Why would you say that?
but
Dude.
that's unrelated.
Doesn't actually
Anyways,
look at him.
Oh,
and
it's
then
pretty
looks
related.
anyways, so we went looking for her, but despite our best efforts, we couldn't find her. Later, it was discovered that one of their guards was killed, and she had made her way to a tower. When we found her out in the forest, it looked like she had taken a great fall. She had many broken limbs, and there was a lot of blood. Uh, She was dead when we found her.
Minnie's gonna die because of you.
That's fine.
Dwarf.
It's not my problem.
Dwarf.
Winslow's just looking back and forth at everyone, and yes, that is how we found her. Unfortunately, it seemed like when we were at the ball, all the lights went out, and then she was gone, and no one had any sign of her, and then as soon as that happened, we went looking for her, and she was in the forest, and now we're here.
Dominiar.
Miniar in his head thinks to himself, just be your normal disappointing self. And then out loud, Your Majesty, I am sorry, but out of the rest of us, I am the biggest failure as a guard. You see, before the lights went out, I was enjoying a heavenly time with a dancer who was sharing some alcohol with me. But she apparently had more plans for me that I just wasn't quite ready for, because I have somewhat of a attraction to someone around here, to be honest. And I didn't want to be disfaithful, so I kind of hightailed it.
Oh my god, you're
When
telling him your love story while he's mourning his daughter's death.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't have any other thing to fall back on right now. I blinked out of existence for a moment, and then I came back. Oh, like, what am I gonna do? I went out in springtime, saw my. Am I gonna tell him everything I told you guys? No.
Yeah. Alright, go ahead.
I'm going off of what I was told and trying to build from there. Anyways,
No,
back
it's
to
just
the
the flavor of the way you're saying it. It's a little bit like, doesn't jive with the
Dominion.
situation.
It's the Midnight, the demon, the tiefling that yelled at a princess's face multiple times while drunk, and you were trying to silence me. This is exactly what the video. So, anyways, when I started hearing commotion, I rushed back, and when I got there, I caught up with my three compatriots here, and I may have lost my temper and may have lashed out at, well, Miles for a potion, which, as you could tell, I was too late for that as well. All of it.
And he raises his hand. He's like, "Thank you all for sharing your truth about my daughter. I'm telling you to go to your chambers until further notice. Nowhere else. Guards will be stationed outside of your quarters. Food will be given to you in your rooms. And if you need anything, the guard will get it for you. I want you all essentially to stay in your wing. Do not go traveling around or bothering anyone while my family is in mourning. You're allowed in each other's rooms, and that's all until I further decide what to do with all of you. You're dismissed."
Your Majesty, if I may be so bold as a failure, would it be okay if you let Miles attend?
He said we can go in each other's rooms already.
I know, but Miles is a very faithful servant of the egg, and he's a very faithful servant to you all. If there's anyone that you can trust, it's definitely him. So, at the very least, could you let him do his religious duties?
They're already being taken care of on my daughter, thank you.
Forgive me for my rudeness, then. I
You're
will go
dismissed.
to my sisters.
And at this point, Tree kind of steps up and walks you guys to the back of the room and very quietly says, "That went very well, as I expected it to go worse." And as he walks you to the door, you all get your weapons and get them back, and you see Martha standing there. And she goes, "I'm here to take you all to your quarters."
All right, let's go.
And she takes you all up into your quarters, and you all can hang out in each other's rooms and whatnot. And as she's standing there, she's like, "Do you guys want your food early, or is there anything you guys need
Now,
right now?"
is there any prohibition against me seeing Jarvis?
I can get him to come to your quarters, yes, but you guys are not allowed to leave the East Wing.
Yes, of course. I just would like to speak with him.
Absolutely. Anything else? As she kind of blushes up at Zeminiar and looks down at the rest of the group.
Oh my god, he was using her for an alibi. I can't believe she's still blushing at him.
To be fair, he did that freak out he did earlier was legit. Like, he did not want to mess around with that lady.
And as she's like, "I'll be bringing your food later in the evening then. If you need anything, the guards will come and get me directly for you."
Very well.
And you
Pardon.
all... Oh, I'm sorry.
Before you go, I've had kind of a moment on the way back, and could you fetch me a copy of the quartet, please?
I'm sorry, do you mean the Pochelle?
Nice try.
I'm not.
Can't fool us, idiot.
I'm sorry, the Porchette! I'm sorry. You mixed
I'm not too familiar.
It's like, "It's okay, I understand. I will definitely get you a copy."
Of the portrait.
As you see just 4 men striped in striped suits shaped as an egg with a cane just walk in singing as if they are a quartet. But God.
Yep. Yep, that's what it is.
Yep. Canon. But
What is wrong now?
God. But other than that, you guys kind of have just a normal day of sitting in your rooms, contemplating, watching the sun go by. Food gets brought to you. Uh, and then evening comes, and Martha brings your guys' dinner. And she's like, I wanted to let you know that I know you all been hanging out like together essentially, but there's been funeral clothes made and will be delivered in the morning. The funeral's tomorrow for Princess Gilly. Harold has just arrived back, but yeah.
Hmm.
And from what the king says, you will be allowed to leave your quarters tomorrow morning. So,
Will you stay and eat with us, Martha?
hmm?
Will you stay and eat with us?
No, I do have to go tend to Prince Harold. He's arrived back and need to assist him for a moment.
Have you seen him yet? How is he doing?
Harold's not well. He's not angry, but he's not well. He's hurt, and I don't know if Hamlet knows the news or not. For we
Harold
have,
just kind of looks at the floor.
Well, you best do what you need then. And I appreciate you tending to the prince while we can't.
absolutely. And she bows down and like curtsies and walks out of the room. And it's now nighttime, which I know you all love to just naturally go on fun journeys at night. So I will ask, as it is nighttime, do you guys plan on doing anything?
One
Can't.
question to pose to the group before Haribo does not do anything.
Okay.
So he kind of looks at Zaminiar and he says, you know, Zaminiar, I was kind of thinking that every single time Hamlet gets really ill, we seem to be either preparing for time travel or just getting back or something weird kind of happens. What if, like, Hamlet gets really sick because of that?
Could be. It could also be that when he gets really sick, quote unquote, him and what's it called, Miles? A poach?
The Pochelle.
Yeah, the poach. No, the
Okay.
Oh,
Pochella's
sorry.
It seems like every time he gets really ill, or whenever he's alone with the poach, the same things happen. So
Can you even
I'm-
be sure he's ill?
I honestly,
That's what I'm
considering, I don't think he is.
I guess that's something to kind of think about before, tomorrow.
Yeah, what's going to happen and what are we going to all be attending, or are we all going to vanish and reappear after something fucked up happens?
That seems to be the case.
If anything, we don't, as far as we know, unless telling Miles and Winslow the truth did something, we're probably not going to see anyone that we view as important, you know. Yeah. But I have tried for a while to prevent things, and it hasn't been successful for the most part. So I'm going to let somebody else take the lead, and I'll provide information when I can. Not saying I've been the leader, but since I knew about this stuff, I was the one trying to investigate this stuff. And obviously my approach was flawed.
You did the best you could. And Haribo just kind of pats him.
Thanks, little guy. I'm gonna take a bath if you don't have anything more for me. Was that what you wanted to talk to me about earlier?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that. And if you were maybe thinking the same thing.
To be
'Cause
completely
it
honest,
seems to be a little more than a coincidence.
I really did think that he was on our side this whole time. I was trying to get close to him to be more protective of him and ask him if there was anything we could do. Cappy told me not to, but like shit, nothing else was working. So I wanted to see if he could actually give a direct answer.
Maybe
And
that's
then
what made him mad.
what?
Maybe that's what made him mad.
It could be, but also I never got the chance. And to answer Miles' question, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm almost convinced he's not sick. Do you guys remember when he got mad at me the other day or a while ago? That's
No.
not the example of a sick man. That's not the strength of a sick man. He might, sure, I mean, he's super powered in the future, but here, if he's so sickly, how was he able to react so sternly? It
I don't
doesn't really
remember
make sense to me.
When was
You
he
brought
mad
up a
at
really.
you?
What?
When was he mad at you?
When I assumed that him and Martha maybe had a thing going on, so I told him I would back off if I needed to.
Oh,
And then he
gross.
grabbed me by the shirt, pulled me in, and made me shit my pants, in all honesty. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's a good thing that I'm going to back up. I've given him my weakness. And you all are still in the clear as far as I know. You guys are the best defense we got.
Not true at all, those Zamini are. And Haribo just kind of goes and climbs up on his bed.
All right. Winslow, are you doing anything tonight?
No.
Okay. Miles?
Uh, just talking to Jarvis, and that's about it.
Okay. And Zaminiar, after your bath, are you doing anything?
I'm going to just ask Miles what chapters are the most important to the. I do not want to accidentally mess this up again. The Porta?
Bochel.
Porta. Damn it. And he reluctantly asks Miles because Savignard is looking for a cheat sheet.
All of it is important. You can't skate by on life knowing just half of the Pochel. It's a critical, it's instrumental to becoming the best version of oneself that you can be.
Considering what I told you earlier, that was really me not looking into what kind of person you were. So, fair enough. I will start at the beginning.
All
Very
right.
good.